original.
Hello and welcome to Webcrawlers. This is our mailbag episode where whoever leaves the longest voicemail gets to live with Maria for 1 year straight. No other podcast is offering that kind of treat for their listeners. I'm Allie Siegel.
I'm Melissa Stettin. And I'm producer Maria.
Do we have any new reviews?
We do. This is from Katie. Says, addicted? Don't worry, it's a good thing. These ladies are magic, and the fans are too. Every week I look forward to new episodes. I especially like the mailbag episodes because you get to hear from all the listeners. The listeners are really something special. Like, how did we all find each other in this podcast? Each Tuesday, as I loathe the beginning of the week, these ladies lift me up, make me laugh, keep me company as I work through Excel sheets and sort through all the emails I avoided the day before. I've been listening for so long, I don't remember how I found these babes, but I guess that's not really important. They bring me joy, and in a world of information overload and bad news, I need this. Hi, Jeb. Hi, Allie. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Maria. Hi, hot-sounding guy from Bellingham. Thank you for making this podcast and creating a community of wonderful weirdos. Hot guy from Bellingham. Oh, is that Jack? Jack from Bellingham.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
He does have a hot voice. We have a few listeners with really hot voices.
It's true. Come for the I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay.
This is from Kelsey. Says, gotta say, never listened to podcasts. Webcrawlers was my first podcast I ever listened to. I branched out and listened to others, but always find myself coming back to this one. Love Maria, Allie, and Melissa. The interesting topics and the good laughs they bring.
Aww.
That's nice.
That's sweet.
Thanks. We have an email.
Ooh.
It's from Michael. Subject is, I don't have raisins in my nose. So, I have no memory of doing this, but as a kid, I apparently put a lot of raisins in my nostrils because they look like things a 5-year-old boy would pick out of their nose. I then went up to my dad and said, I don't have raisins in my nose. There were so many up there, I had to go to the ER to get them removed.
Oh my God.
Needless to say, to this day, I won't eat raisins. Yet I inevitably get a, I don't have raisins in my nose wisecrack from a family member every so often. Love you all, especially Melissa.
The fuck?
Wow.
That's so funny.
That's hilarious.
I love catchphrases that stick around. Like in families or like in your head.
Like inside joke.
I was just talking about one the other day from high school. There was this chant that everyone did one day when it was raining. And now
Allie
when it
sucks.
Allie sucks. No, it was Arlen, eat the worm. Arlen, eat the worm. Because it was raining and this guy Arlen was holding a worm. And everyone, because like worms come out when it's raining, and everyone was around him saying, Arlen, eat the worm. And so now whenever I hear a chant in my head, all I hear is Arlen, eat the worm.
Did Arlen eat the worm?
Oh my God, that's what my friend asked too, and I don't remember. I only remember the chant.
He didn't eat it. If you can't remember it, then he didn't eat it.
I'd remember if he ate it, yeah.
Good for you, Arlen, sticking to your guns and not eating that worm.
Yeah.
Well, should we get into these voicemails? I see a couple 2-parter, 3-parter. Oh, no.
Uh-oh, Maria's going to get a roommate.
They're coming.
Hi, this message is for the web crawlers. This is Jake, the CNA from Nebraska. Left messages before. I just have to confirm that the moon phases are definitely heavily tied into my job. Like, if I see a full moon on my way to work, I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh.
And in one of my last messages, I mentioned that there might be something to, like, the power of human thought and how it might actually affect physical reality, whether we're doing it subconsciously, I don't know. But I wonder if the fact that there is a big moon in the sky, like, people either deal with some crazy shit or feel like they're got a free pass to do some crazy shit, or maybe both. But I definitely have to confirm that if I walk in and everyone's like, "It's been crazy," they'll ask me if it was a full moon. And the running joke is that it's like a full moon every night at my job, but that's not the point of this message. Anyway, that's all. Bye.
Wasn't he?
He's a nurse. He's a nurse.
The child or the nurse, yeah.
I had to Google what CNA was.
Oh.
Certified Nursing Assistant.
Yep. Full moons making people crazy.
Full moon, baby.
Hi, this message for the web crawlers. It's Jake from Nebraska again. I just have an addendum to my last message about the moon. When the moon is orbiting the Earth, there's a gravitational pull that is like following the moon around, you know? That's literally what creates our tides. It's like the Earth's oceans are like bulging because of the moon's gravity. And I just wonder if there is some kind of literal physical effect on people and animals when there is a full moon, because it's literally, there's two objects with gravity that affects you. And we probably don't even perceive it. And there's maybe even nothing to this, but it's fun to think about. Okay, bye.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That the gravitational pull affects people emotionally.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, next message.
Hi, this is a message for web crawlers. My name is Holly. I am in Michigan. I absolutely adore you guys. Your show is amazing. You're like super classy gods. I love the witty banter and the sarcasm, especially. All right. I've been listening to you guys for like 5 hours today because, like, you know, I have no life. And I just listened to the haunted doll one. And I had to call. I've never called, and I had to call because I have a haunted doll.
Oh, haunted doll.
I will tell you about her. I got her from my best friend Rachel, who I call Pookie. She was a grandmother's. Her grandma made her. Her grandma made dolls. It was like a thing. She made a porcelain. She sewed the clothes. She ordered like this fucking human hair from Chicago and was all excited about it. Painted her face, sewed her together, whole bit. Grandma's dying. We fast forward a few years, and she has Rachel come over, and she's like, really important to me that you take some of my dolls. And so she brings Rachel to this room, and there's hundreds of dolls. And she said it was the creepiest shit she's ever seen in her life.
I don't like it.
And she just wanted her to take some of them. And so she picked these two little Dutch babies and Paula. Paula was a giant doll not giant, she's like 2 feet tall, and she's in this glass case, like with a door on it.
Oh, boy.
And she said that like it was almost like she caught her eye, and that's why she picked her. Okay, yeah. She brings her home, and there's like all this stuff happening. The first place she puts her is in this doll chair, one of those little wooden things. And she puts that and Paula onto an antique kitchen chair in the corner of the room, okay?
Mm-hmm.
She leaves one day and comes back, and the bottom chair is smashed. The doll chair and the doll are fine, just chilling in the middle of the wreckage. And so she's like, that's fucking weird. Well, then she put some sunglasses on her, little kid sunglasses, and they kept falling off all the time. And then, they fall off in front of her, and just tried to, dismiss it. Eventually, she realized that there's something going on. And so she's like, I'm going to use moon water and bless this doll. I'm going to, do a ring of salt around it. And while she's doing all this, she said there was no way Paula could have fallen. There's nothing in the house, nothing that could have bumped anything. She had her sitting up against the wall, and she was putting salt around her, and Paula fell forward, and her head fell off the salt.
Oh.
It hit the table outside of the salt range, which is, weird. Things were falling around her. She got the vibe that she didn't.
There's a part 2. I don't like this doll.
I don't like this doll.
Like it.
Okay, part 3. I'm so sorry that I'm taking so long. message
Oh,
from
so that's
Webcrawlers.
part 3. Is there a part 2?
There was a part 2, but there's no audio on it.
Uh-oh.
Maybe the doll was stopping her
Yeah,
from...
seriously.
We'll see
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, because it's not playing on my end either.
Yeah, weird.
Let me see. Oh my god, it's for sure the doll.
Annabelle.
Oh no. Part 3 is like,
Oh my
please
God.
help me.
Yeah, please.
Well, instead of playing part 3, why don't we just tell, because then she probably
Yeah,
wants to. Will you call back? That's a good cliffhanger.
that is a good cliffhanger.
What if part 3 is the doll, though? Have we played it at all? It's for sure her voice.
Hello,
Riddle me this. You think salt can stop me?
Yeah, we'll just have her call back.
If you can.
Yes, and
Part 2 and 3 or whatever. We'll
I
play
see your number. I know your number, and we'll play you next week if you call back in.
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger alert.
Okay, next message.
Hey, this message is for Webcrawlers. This is Elizabeth. I have horrible anxiety about leaving phone messages, but I had to pause your latest mailbag to call you and tell you that, yes, you can be bitten by a bat while you are sleeping and not know it. And as Julie said in her email, the person with bats flying around in their house, like Bruce Wayne, needs to get a rabies shot immediately.
That's crazy.
Oh my
I found an
God.
article literally titled, "If a bat were to bite you in your sleep, you'd probably never know." Bats have
How
very small
horrible.
teeth. They produce a bite that doesn't hurt the way a larger animals would. They also hardly leave a mark, so it's difficult to know if you were ever bitten.
Do they have tiny teeth?
And rabies is super rare, but there are cases where people have been bitten and even died because they didn't know they'd even been bitten by the bat. There's a
Batman
movie from like 10 years ago based on the true story of a little girl who was bitten by a bat while she was sleeping and died of rabies.
What?
And David Duchovny plays her father for some reason. I don't really remember what the plot was beyond the rabies thing, but in any case, bats are amazing, wonderful creatures. They do a lot of good. They should be respected, but rabies is a real shit show. Did you have any meaningful contact with a bat, even if you're not sure they could have bitten you? Please get a rabies shot. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Wow.
Okay, I have a new fear, and that's being bitten by a bat while I'm sleeping, because they have teeth. They have their teeth. How does that not hurt?
Are they
The picture that I'm looking at shows what are the sharpest, most gruesome teeth I've ever seen.
Yeah, they look like any animal's teeth.
This can't be real.
How could that not hurt?
It looks like a cat and or dog teeth. Like it.
Bats are so cute.
They really are.
They do. They have pig noses, but they also scare me quite a bit. Just because I don't know what they do, and she said they do a lot of good. I'd like to know what do bats do?
I think they kill insects that are like that infest populations, like crops and stuff like that.
Yeah, they kill a lot of bats.
Bat faces are so funny.
They're so funny. Like, look at these guys.
You're just having a good time. A bat's loving it.
Yeah, they all look like they're screaming. They're singing Papa Roach.
Cut my life
into pieces. They all look like they're singing the chorus of an Evanescence song and just flying.
They look like they're wearing a costume.
Yeah,
they
they
look like they're
do.
like a dog wearing a costume.
That's really funny. I told you about the time I was on
Yes.
vacation and a bat was in the house, in the cabin, and it was just on the table, and we thought it was dead. We're like, oh, there's just a bat on the table. All of a sudden, it got up and started flying around. I was in the kitchen, and so I ducked down really quickly
Oh God.
to hide from it, and my mouth hit the side of the granite counter, and it chipped.
Oh,
one of
gosh.
my teeth broke in half.
Oh my god.
That's so fucking
ducked down
crazy.
really quickly, and I had to go to the dentist. They fixed it. It's fine now, but I had half a tooth for a whole weekend.
That's so funny.
Jeez.
But it was a nice bat. It was
And
just
you're with
flying
like a
around.
boy too. Like, weren't you on like a romantic evening or a romantic
It was
getaway?
a 4th of July weekend. My sister was there.
Oh,
It's casual.
Cash.
Not romantic after that.
I just don't get it. They look like dogs or cat. They look
do.
like, and then they just have like bird wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're adorable. We should get one.
Yeah. Let's get one.
Let's get a bat.
Hi, this is for the web crawlers. I called like last week and I was kind of stoned when I called and my voicemail was like a million years long talking about the girl next door. So sorry about that. I'm talking a little quicker today. But I was just listening to a really old episode, the one about the fertility doctors that like use their own sperm. And I'm just fucking fired up about it. And I really needed to talk about it and get it off my chest. Because, like, what the fuck is wrong with people? And, like, I'm sure there's exceptions to the rule, but if you're a man who chooses to be a gynecologist or a fertility doctor or like, something specifically oriented to, like, women's sexual health, I have just firsthand had so many bad experiences. Like, it's not just not just to be a misinterest, although I totally am one, but, like, I went to USC, and my senior year was in 2017, and it came out that the USC school gynecologist was a fucking sexual predator and a creep who would, like, prey upon, young 18-year-old women who had never had a gynecology exam before, didn't really know what was normal, and he would just do all this stuff, and they would be like, oh, I guess this is what going to the gynecologist is. I guess that's normal for them to take photos of you and use their fingers and, like, blah, blah, blah. And I shit you not, like, probably, I mean, I haven't talked to every woman that I went to school with about it because, like, that's just kind of not my relationship with everyone. But, like, probably at least 50% of the women I went to school with were, like, sexually assaulted by him because they just, like, didn't know that that wasn't normal. And then the fucking school covered it up for decades because people have been complaining about it since the 90s. And, yeah, then they, like, sent out a bunch of checks to people to be like, sorry, oops. But just, like, ew, no, I'm sorry. And also, speaking of 23andMe, my grandmother my uncle did a 23andMe, and it turns out that he is a half-sibling to his 4 other siblings, my mom included. And his dad was my grandmother's gynecologist, his real dad. So I don't know if, like,
oh, shit.
She was, it's my grandma, she's dead now, but, like, I don't know if she was having an affair with her gynecologist, and my uncle was like, oh.
There's a part 2.
Uh-oh.
Okay, this is for web crawlers, so that cut me off at, like, a really intense moment. But anyway, so my uncle did a 23andMe. It turns out he is not a full sibling to his 4 siblings that he grew up with. And he found that out when he was, like, 60 years old. And I was saying, so I'm not sure if he was, like, a love child of my grandma and this gynecologist because I will leave out the town that I'm from just for, like, anonymity's sake because this is kind of not a great story. But I'm from, like, a kind of small town, so, like, everyone, it's like people know each other. And my aunt's husband, he grew up, like, down the street from that gynecologist, and and the gynecologist is dead by the time that, like, my other uncle found out that's his dad. But the guy that grew up down the street from the gynecologist was like, yeah, he was, like, kind of a creep and, like, gross, and, like, you didn't miss out on much. Like, you're fine not having known him. Wow. So I don't know if my uncle was, like, a consensual love child or another, like, creepy gynecologist fertility situation. I don't know. But just, like, what the fuck is up with male gynecologists, OBGYNs, fertility doctors? Like, I'm sure there's some great ones, so if you are one, I'm sorry if I'm offending you, but I have just literally had so many, like, people in my life have horrible experiences, and it's, yeah, I don't know. I was listening to that episode, and I got so pissed off about it, and I was going to explode if I didn't call. So that's all. Hope you have a good day. Bye.
So I Googled this USC gynecologist, and last year this article was USC to pay $1.1 billion to settle decades of sex abuse claims against gynecologists.
Billion
George
is
Tyndall,
a lot of money.
the largest
Big chunk.
largest sex abuse payout in higher education.
Holy fuck, man.
710 women sue the university.
Oh God, that's like the Olympic scandal. I swear, like I was just having this conversation with someone too. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I could not have a male gynecologist. I just feel weird about it.
My first gynecologist was a man, and he was also my mom's gynecologist, and he delivered me.
See, that I think like I'd be okay with, because I mean that seems like he'd be pretty old.
Yeah,
right?
he was like super old, and like it seemed fine. But now I have a female one just because it makes more sense.
Yeah,
I do have a male fertility doctor, but he's gay.
Yeah, so he sees your pussy and he goes, ugh!
Yeah, he's like, gross.
I was talking to a guy about it, and he was like, I don't think like how he explained it to me is he was like, I don't think that a male gynecologist would get like turned on by like a vagina. Like he's like, vaginas aren't the sexiest part of a woman. He's like, a spread open vagina like doesn't like. And I was like,
because you see so many of them, you're just like, oh, this is just
clinical.
A part of someone's anatomy. Like,
yeah. I don't know. It's like if I wanted to like become like a prostate doctor. Don't rule it out.
You still can.
Yeah, I need a new gyno.
Most prostate doctors, I feel like most are men.
Yeah, totally.
Interesting.
Something to think about. If you're a male gynecologist?
Yeah. Are you a male gynecologist or a fertility doctor? Do you listen to our podcast?
Call in.
Yeah.
I mean, male fertility, I understand more because it's like the miracle of life. Like there's so much more to, it's like creating humans like that.
Yeah.
That seems more interesting than, gynecologist. You're like, let me check you for HPV. How are your ovaries? Like, do you have cramps? Like it's such a specific feminine thing. It's just, I don't know.
Okay. Next, a message.
Hi. This message is for the web crawlers. It's Matt. I think I've talked to you about pizza and like my professor.
Yes.
So I know that I think Allie was a school teacher at some point. I feel like she said that. If not, this message is kind of stupid and disregard it.
Nope.
But if she was, I feel like I'd really like stories of her students or stories of her as a teacher, because I know I'm a teacher. And kids are like, pardon my language, but they're fucking weird. And I know I have a lot of weird stories, so I'd love to hear somebody else who has weird stories, especially Allie, because I feel like Allie has such an interesting personality that her kids have to either be super boring or they have to have the same kind of personality as Allie. So I hope if this message is, if I was right, if Allie was a teacher, then I hope we hear some cool stories. All right. Bye.
What grade did you teach?
I taught a lot of grades. So I did, I got my teaching credential at USC K-8 public education.
Did you go to the gynecologist there?
And I went to the gynecologist there. And then, so I then did a year of what's called AmeriCorps, which is like the Domestic Peace Corps. And they usually send you, or they do send you to underfunded areas. I got sent to Santa Barbara, which was fortunate for me. But there is a huge actual dichotomy of wealth there, because there is a lot of like the migrant workers in the farmland in Oxnard. Yep. And so many of the people send their kids to like private schools that the public schools are like very like underfunded. And I got sent to this school. There was like 97% English language learners. And I did literacy intervention for K and first grade for that year. And then the school hired me because I had my teaching credential. And I became the School IT technician, and I taught fifth and sixth grade reading intervention. I honestly don't really have that many funny stories to tell.
Yeah.
Like I don't, and any stories I don't really feel comfortable telling. Like not like I love that question, but like I don't know. That part of my life is just it's in the past.
And
now.
the kids didn't put gum on your chair.
Yeah, no whoopee cushions or anything anything like that. Anyways, yeah, good question though, but I can't remember anything particularly funny that happened.
Kids are crazy. They're just crazy in general.
Yeah, they're just crazy in general. The girls, I will say the girls used to come to my room for recess and gossip, which was kind of cute.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it was cute.
Okay, next message.
Hi, this message is for the web crawlers. I'm listening to the mailbag episode from the last week of February. I think it was this, but someone asked the question of, at the end, did Rose die or was she just dreaming? So first of all, Titanic is my favorite movie of all time.
Wow.
And I used to think that Rose was sleeping and dreaming about it. But the last time I watched Titanic, which was about a month ago, I realized that she for sure died and she went to heaven and Leo was waiting for her in heaven. And so I'm pretty sure that she died. To be fair, the last time I watched Titanic, I was very high and I cried at the end when I decided that she died and went to heaven and that Jack's there. So, that's my 2 cents. I was very excited that somebody mentioned my favorite movie ever. So I was like, this is my time. Thanks for the show. Hong Kong.
Huh, that's interesting that multiple people think that she just fell asleep at the end.
Yeah, that's so weird. I never thought
I
that.
assume she died.
Me too.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I guess it's up for interpretation. They
Sure.
never fully say it.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, next message.
Hi again. This message is for the web crawlers. I just called. My name is Stephen Colbert. I'm calling because
Hello.
I just wanted to clarify that I would just want to know if it's a conscious choice, because if it is, that's really funny to me.
Is this
And we
part 2 of something?
love producer Maria, we love Allie, and we love Melissa. So I just want to quadruple check that I am not hurting anybody's feelings and that everything is groovy, baby. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Bye.
I'm assuming this is a part 2.
Yeah, what? That doesn't...
Wait,
Did I play the second one first?
you played the second one first by accident.
Okay, let me play this first one. Dying to know what.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
This message is for the web crawlers. My name is John. Last name's Stewart. I'm calling because I have
Stewart.
2 questions. Number 1, how are you guys? I hope you're well.
Good.
And number 2, I want you guys to settle a debate. Does producer Maria say I, producer Maria, or I am producer Maria, and the M
I.
gets muffled? Because a lot of the times it sounds to me as though she says I, producer Maria, and kindly it grates me, and I just want to know the answer. Thank you so much. Love everything you guys do. Have fun.
It's I.
It's I.
The great comedy stylings of Maria.
I love that he called back and was like, I hope I didn't offend anyone.
It's I.
It's I.
Hey, this message is for the web crawlers. I'm calling because my birthday party just finished up, which reminds me, Allie's birthday is in a couple of days.
Woo!
Hey, Allie, you beautiful angel.
That's right, Allie's birthday.
Oh, thank
March
you.
9th.
Yes, my birthday is Wednesday. So if you guys want to donate to our Patreon or our Venmo or our Cash App, please do so. Just throw cash at us and we'll donate some of it. We'll donate some of it to Ukrainian
birthday fund.
efforts and my birthday fund.
Okay, last message of the day.
Wow, time flies.
To Allie from Doran.
Oh,
Happy birthday to ya.
Whoa.
Birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Woo!
Wow.
All right, love you. Bye.
Damn, Jordan's got some pipes.
that was gorgeous. Thank you, Joran. Thank you, everyone. I so appreciate that.
That's it. That's all she wrote.
Oh, sorry. I just got a thing from my Truebill app that was like, here's what you spent last week. And I was like, what?
Horrified look on your face. What?
Well, I realized because I took a little trip to the med spa, but it counted it as food and drinks. So I was like, what? How much food did I order? But then I was like, oh, that's what it. No, that was
Hot
just
dogs.
a little Botox and fillers. All right, everybody. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you for your voicemails. No one is moving in with Maria yet, but we can
Not
hope.
yet.
I am Allie Siegel.
I am Melissa Stettin.
And I, producer Maria.
Bye.
Bye.
An Erios original.
Powered by Acast.